Hello everyone. Hope you're well. I wanted to give a special video today. Today is Hansie Cronje's 22nd death anniversary, June 1st. 2002 is when he died in a helicopter crash, which was an absolute tragedy after everything that happened. And I wanted to give a tribute for him and about some of the significant things he did in cricket that some people might not know. He was actually born September 25th, 1969 in Bloemfontein, Free State province of South Africa. I'm not putting it as a cricket legend because of I had said in my video that he never fixed or threw a match for South Africa or lost a match, but he was involved in spot fixing. So I'm not putting him as a legend, but as a tribute to Hansie Cronje. He was an outstanding leader without any doubt. A leader who he was a born leader. And there is a big difference between just being a captain and a leader. Imran Khan is one that comes to mind straight away. Clive Lloyd, Manzoor Ali Khan, Patoudi, who were leaders, and Hansie Cronje was a really born leader of men. He was an outstanding, excellent leader who had such a control on the match as a captain, and he had such an inspiring and calming influence on the young players as well, who looked up to him. I'm not giving a full statistics wise, but in one day internationals he scored more than 5,500 runs and took more than 100 wickets and scored around 3,700 runs in tests as well. Some of the main things that I wanted to say about him was he won a test series away against India and Pakistan at a time when even Australia didn't do that. And that match against Pakistan was chasing in the last test at Faisalabad when the series was still 0-0. Pakistan were chasing 146 runs and South Africa bowled them out for just 92 runs. And that was a testimony to his captaincy skill as well. The low scores, he was an expert in doing that. Because you need a lot of discipline as a team to really defend low totals like that. And Hansie Cronje was a prime example of how to keep the team disciplined, not give away free runs, and to keep things under control. He always had things under control. So he won the test series in India and Pakistan away from home. And he had won test series against all countries under his captaincy except Australia. And 53 test matches that he captained South Africa. South Africa lost only 11 times and 27 times South Africa won. And that was a time when Australia were like unbeatable with Shane Warne and McGrath. He always used to say, Hansie, that Australia are a different team without Shane Warne. And in one-day cricket, he has a staggering 99 wins as a captain out of just 138 matches, which is a high 70+ percentage as a captain, which was one of the highest in the history of cricket that time. And one thing that I'll never forget, in the Titan Cup series, India beat Australia in a match for 5 runs. And Hansie Cronje said that it is 1 run in every 10 overs that made the difference. 5 runs is... every 10 overs, 1 run means in 50 overs is 5 runs. And it's that time when, as a player, I understood the value of a 1 run. And ever since, I've always kind of died for 1 run on a cricket field, because a 1 run can make such a big difference. That's the way he saw cricket, and he had an amazing view on cricket. And he was a very proactive captain as well. He saw things before it happened, and he had this great partnership with Alan Donald, mentioned in one of my videos. And he always used to bring Donald back into a spell in a test match when he felt like the match was drifting away. He never let a match drift away. He was always in control, very proactive, not reactive. There are so many reactive captains today. And another thing I loved about Hansie Cronje was in the one-day matches when he used to bring on spinners. He had never had an outfielder. He never put mid-on or mid-off back. He always kept them inside the circle, and he forced the batsmen to go over the top. And he squeezed the opposition with singles. In today's cricket, I see a lot of captains, 90% of the captains, they leave mid-on and mid-off out, and they give easy singles, which Hansie Cronje never did. And another thing was, I don't know, many people probably wouldn't know this. His first captain, he was a stand-in captain in the 1994 famous Sydney Test match against Australia. Kepler Wessels was the captain, but he was injured, his thumb injured. And the final day, Hansie Cronje was the stand-in captain, and Australia were chasing just 117 runs to win in the last innings. And Hansie Cronje, South Africa, as a stand-in captain, bowled them out for just 111 runs, winning a famous test by just 5 runs. And he had scored around 70-80 runs in both innings together as well. And under Hansie Cronje, South Africa won the first inaugural Champions Trophy that was called the Mini World Cup, which was held in Bangladesh. And in the final against West Indies had scored 245, and South Africa were like 137 for 5 in a big trouble. And Hansie Cronje came and scored a 61 not out, and he also took 2 wickets in that match as well. I mean, that was a fine performance as a batsman and as a captain. And in that second test against Sri Lanka in Centurion, when South Africa were chasing 226 odd and 99 for 3 in trouble, Hansie Cronje came and scored 82 runs of just 63 balls. And he hit 6 sixes in that innings, and he hit 5 sixes of Muthaiya Muralidharan, and he hit 3 consecutive sixes, a hat-trick of sixes as well. And once in the triangular series final against England in 2000, South Africa were defending at a total of 149. They only scored 149, and Hansie Cronje had scored 56 in that innings, and they bowled England out for 100 and something, 100 and I don't remember exactly, but they won the match by 30 something runs. Sean Pollock taking 5 wickets. And Hansie Cronje had such a calming, big influence on young players like Sean Pollock, Jack Callis, Mark Boucher, Lance Klusener, Herschel Gibbs, who were all very young when they came into the team, and Hansie was the captain. So if you ask all these players, they would say that Hansie had such a big influence on their careers and encouragement, and he was an inspiring figure. He was an absolute born leader without any doubt. And some of the big sportsmanship spirits that he has shown. Once in Australia in the final of that Carlton and United series, Shane Warne at the non-strikers and kept his bat away in the final. It was the last 2 overs of the match where Australia needed only a few runs, and they only had a couple of wickets in hand, and the batsman hit the ball, and Shane Warne put his bat out, and the ball hit the bat, and then there was a run-out appeal, and the umpire was going to give it out, and they were discussing, and Hansie Cronje went and he withdrew the appeal, and even the commentator, I think it was Bill Lawry or Richie Beno, was saying that Shane Warne was very lucky, and Hansie Cronje is a very generous captain. I mean, that was his sportsmanship spirit. He never liked taking wickets like that. I mean, he could have easily appealed, and it was a big finals, but he withdrew the appeal. And once against a test in West Indies against West Indies in South Africa, the 2 batsmen collided and fell each other, and the bowler gave the ball to the wicketkeeper, and Mark Boucher stumped it, and there was not a single appeal from anyone, and the batsmen were looking like, well, what happened, because they were in the middle of the pitch, and Hansie Cronje didn't appeal, and the umpire gave it not out. And the commentators were saying that even if one player in that team had appealed, it should have been given out as run out, but that was the discipline in the South African team that Hansie Cronje had imposed. They had such a sportsmanship in them. And Hansie Cronje had a habit of taking Tendulkar out many times. He has taken Tendulkar's wicket 8 times, 5 in test and 3 in one-dayers. And even Sachin Tendulkar once said Hansie Cronje was one of the most difficult bowlers that he had to face because he didn't know what to do. He just used to get out to him. And Hansie Cronje also batted extremely well against Shane Warne and Muralidharan, and he was probably the best player of the slog sweep that I've seen. He used to just hit the spinners out of the attack, and he was very good in playing the slog sweep, and he was very good against spin. And as a captain, he was just saying, I mean, he was just amazing, who had things under control all the time, proactive. And he also used to send pinch hitters like Pat Simcock, Sean Pollock, Lance Klusener, Nicky Boye, a lot of them as pinch hitters. And he was always a very creative, proactive, and innovative as well. So that is Hansie Cronje for you. And I just want to say on this day that Hansie Cronje made a big mistake in his involvement in spot fixing. But he will always be remembered as a hero in South Africa. Dale Steyn once said that Hansie Cronje was like a god to children in South Africa. As a child growing up, Hansie was my hero who taught me many things. And I want to say on this day that Hansie, you made a mistake, but you'll always be remembered as a hero. Thank you for all the amazing memories you gave, for teaching a lot of things about cricket, sportsman spirit, how to lead a team as a leader. Lot of things, and you will always be missed, and you have always been missed in this last 22 years. Cricket has never been the same without you. Rest in peace, Hansie.